All right. Well, it looks like we're here. We don't have Tristan today. So it's Janki, myself, and Brady. We have another fun episode of a weekly Chime that we're going to get going here right now. Janki, you and I are here talking about social media and our social media strategies. And then Brady's over here to make sure that we stay on topic, because if you know anything about Janki and I, we get off topic really fast. So I'll start out. Janki, tell me about we all know how much you crushed 2021. Your ISAs, your team, you guys crushed 2021. Let's talk about going into 2022. How are you going to take what you learned in 2021, apply it to 2022, and do more with social media engagement, what have you?
So I have like a PowerPoint that I crushed. My poor social media manager, she just said, okay, let's go. I could do this. So I have a 15-page document here, but it's really, I know, right? In less than 3 hours, she whipped it all up, because again, why? We were ready. We have our blueprint ready, and we know what we want to say, and you know, all of that good stuff. So we do have it all ready for you guys. I can share it with you, Brett, if you want, like really quickly on the presentation.
Yeah, do it.
I don't have a problem. Okay, cool. It's just social media strategies that we're using, that we're going to apply for the year, for 2022. Okay, I'm on deck 12. Hold on one second. Can you?
Yeah, no worries.
Can you look at my screen, you guys?
Sure can. It looks good.
Cool. Awesome. So basically what we are really focused on our social media strategy is to crush it with social media platforms, right? And you know, what are your key discussion points in regards to social media? It's basically how you put yourself out there. Simple as that, right, Brett? What are you talking about? What is your niche? What are your platforms? And basically we really focus on inspirational quotes here and there. And again, I learned all this from Tristan, you guys. This is hands down. He's my hero, my BFF, whatever you call it, you know, just like Brett is. And we kind of like, mastermind about this in the back end, right, Brett?
Yep. Most of the time we do.
Yes. And then we figure out like, okay, what is next, you know? But I think content marketing is a commitment, not a campaign. A lot of people think, okay, yeah, let me just put it on a drip campaign, smart plan, blah, blah, blah. But you guys, it's not all about that. It's about how authentic you are. How are you going to authenticate yourself, right? And then again, our brand, what is our brand? We are experience, knowledge, and guidance. You have no idea, even in all my entire academy, Brett, I consistently talk about this right here is how can I make a difference in a client's life? What is the experience? What is the knowledge, and what is the guidance I'm going to share? That is my brand. That is who we are, right? And then of course, our commitment, the quality of work that we do, the services we offer, the efficiency, everything you do hands-on is what you need to emulate in your platforms. Wouldn't you agree with that, Brady? Brett, talk to me.
Absolutely.
I think that pretty much. It's funny, Janki. I'm sitting over here taking notes. I don't know if you know. This is what I'm saying. Like, you and I mastermind a lot, and then sometimes it's like, oh, I sit over here and I'm just scribbling down notes over here. So I am legitimately taking notes. So guys, keep going.
Okay, don't do that to me, Brady, because I mean, Brett. I keep on calling him Brady, but I'm Brett. I know Brett a long time. So anyway, so it's all about, like I said, affordability. I mean, look, Facebook ads, that is going to be big also. It's going to continue, in my opinion, but the affordability of those rates is going to be important, what your daily rates are versus what you do monthly. Brett, I know that smile, so you're not kidding me. I know you damn too well. But anyway, let's go on. Okay, what we want to reflect on, obviously, efficiency and reliability and ease and honesty. Be honest, be authentic online, because it is so important. They will resonate with you online, right? Another thing, sorry. Manch, I think we have you on. Okay, there we go. So anyway, like I said, it's a fire hose, you guys. I'm going to just go really quickly with this, and then Brett and Brady and I can definitely talk about more of this. So important things to consider is hiring a social media manager. Brett, this is key. It helped me so much. it really just leveraged me out, Brett, and Brady, because when we hire the right people who know what they're doing, that is when your job becomes more easier, right?
Yep.
And I believe in that so much. So focus on your niche. Like I always say, you know what, videos are not going to work for me because my software engineer husband says, my clients who are 99% engineers, they're not going to open videos in the office, at office, on their laptops. You've got to focus on your niche. So what can I replace it with is a key question. Do it on social, right?
Right.
Put it out on social, invite them to be your friend, add them every platform like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, IGA, Instagram. I mean, you name it, it's there, YouTube. Be you. Again, authenticity is so important in anything we do. And that's the best marketing strategy we can use, word of mouth. So let's talk a little bit about, Instagram. I never did Instagram, Brett. And all of a sudden I went from 300 followers to 710 followers in like a week. Because why? I consistently posted a story every single day. I did reels. I tagged people on the reels. I hashtagged people. And I'm like, oh, look, this is growing. I started getting excited about it. Why? Because I said, you know what? My social media and marketing manager said, you need to do videos. I don't care.
Agreed.
You need to do it. So we maximize the IG reels and we really focus on engagement. When they comment, you engage, right? And again, time is of the essence. Here's the approach. And this is something I learned from Tristan also on his calendar that he posts as well, is that a story a day, 3 reels a week, and a post. And also live. Live is an action, right, Brett?
Agreed.
Right. And YouTube, you do YouTube videos. Like that is amazing. And I love those. I learned from you too on the YouTube videos is give content, give advice, give lessons, right? And that's where the whole thing is. Your client might be watching the YouTube. What are the pointers you can give your client? Do it consistently, whatever you do, whether it's lead generation or cultivation, or even social media lead generation, do it consistently every single day, no matter how you look. They don't care how you look. I went on a walk the other day and I looked so shaggy, but that one got the highest hits and views. And I'm like, what? And so my social media my manager said, that's exact. People don't care how you look. People care what message you're delivering to them. People want to know what Janki does on a daily, like what do you do?
True.
Right. So Facebook, again, focus on your niche, join different groups like LCA, Chime. You've got Leverage. We've got some amazing groups out there, and start putting content out there. Maximize your postings of videos by using, doing a video a day. And then YouTube. Right, Brett, you're the king of YouTube.
This is my baby right here.
So talk to us a little bit about YouTube. Tell me what you do,
there.
because that's where I'm struggling right now, right? IG, I'm beginning to like it, beginning to post. Tell us a little bit about YouTube, Brett.
Let me get you through your slides, and I promise I'll come. I'm making notes of what I want to talk about over here too, because I'm building off of you.
Okay, so the long video a week about your niche, right? So if you look at my YouTube, it's I'm not afraid, I'm not shy of saying it. It's this, but my goal for this year is to increase my subscribers on YouTube. That is the goal, right? And so to focus on that goal is to do long videos about my niche, about what kind of service, like go back to your value proposition, go back to your values, or what is it, your niche, your goal, basically your brand. Go back to your brand. What do you stand for? We stand for experience, guidance, and knowledge for all. So go back to that and kind of come up with a few things. And then 3 short videos. Now, again, I'm not doing this right now, but this is what I want to do, Brett, for 2022. This is my goal, personal or business related. So social media presence, invest in social ads. Facebook ads are here to stay. And this is something that, Tristan always talks about as well. And be more actively responding to your comments, to your, posts, whatever it is, and be seen on other. Don't only get stuck. So I was always stuck on Facebook and never on Instagram or YouTube. And my social media manager has said, okay, we're going to do more videos. I'm going to do your video on Zoom. It's that simple. You do a Zoom video, they take it away. And she put salt, pepper, vinegar, all the sweet, dashes of everything, and voila, it's a beautiful, video. So again, invest in your social media manager. Key points: be stand yourself, be different, right? Why should they come and visit your YouTube page? I mean, Brett is amazing at that, and I want to learn from him. This is all key points that Tristan talks a lot about too. Know your target and set objectives. Your content should resonate with your audience, otherwise they're just going to drop. I do silly things like yesterday night we were watching Encanto. I just posted, "Hey, I'm watching this," and I'm like, wow, so many people are liking it. For me, 14 likes. Okay. Hey, I'm beginning. I'm starting. I'm not going to 96. Maybe next year, this time, Brett, I'll say, yay, I got so many views and so many likes and so many comments. I'm out there. But right now it's baby steps. And for baby steps, this is what I'm working on right now. So again, this is Tristan right here. He says, stay consistent. And the word stay, everything stands for something: sell, teach, advice, and then be you at the end of the day, right? And then have a social media calendar. This is just an overall, but then my social media team actually dives into, okay, sell, what are we going to talk about? Teach, what are we going to talk about? All of that good stuff right here. And
I love that.
Done.
You cranked through that. Okay, so I'm gonna chime in. I got to do it again. I'm gonna chime in here a little bit. So there are some things that I truly believe in. So yes, YouTube is kind of my baby. I have a pretty big plan, pretty audacious plan for 2022. I'm not allowed to talk about it yet. Brady knows. Brady's the only one that knows so far. But it's
well, that's not fair. Hello, me. Come on.
I know. I'll message you. I'm gonna show something with YouTube, and I'm gonna basically kind of show how someone with zero YouTube presence can actually grow a YouTube channel and actually do something with it. So there's a lot coming with it. It's actually going to be me growing the channel. It's going to be an industry that I'm not in, which is going to be wild. So anyways, we'll get to that. Here's the thing that I will tell you that you touched on that I think everybody needs to kind of hear. The first thing that I do whenever I look at building any form of social media engagement at all is identify my target audience. And I know everybody's like, I can do that. My target audience is everyone. Your target audience is not everyone. You touched on it just there for a second. Your niche market, it's mostly engineers. Engineers are probably not going to relate to, well, I am an engineer, so I don't relate that well to a lot of other things.
Right.
So you're attracting a different audience. Maybe Brady's audience is someone different than yours. My audience is going to be someone different. If we take the time to break down and learn our audience, it's going to make everything we do so much easier. My audience, probably no shock here, my audience loves food, because I generally love food and I like working with people that I like to work with. Brady knows how much I love food. Literally anytime I go to Phoenix, I'm like, dude, we're going somewhere good because I need food.
Oh yeah.
So when I was doing my social media to start with, I launched a thing called Spotlight on Tri-Cities, where we focused on all the small mom and pop restaurants in my neighborhood and like my area. And we interviewed owners. We got to try food on camera, which was really weird for me for the first time, eating on camera, very bizarre. Wow. But that is how I built. Like, I started with zero and we built, a 20,000 person Facebook page. How do we do that? Food. Everybody can relate to food. Don't care where you stand politically. Don't care where you stand religious wise. I don't care. Everybody agrees on food. Well, for the most part.
I do. I totally agree with that.
This is really like, I kind of miss Randy sometimes because he's like my food bounce off. So now Brady and I are bouncing food ideas.
He just texted me this morning talking about him, Randy. But yeah, I agree with you. Food. Who can say no to that, right?
So if you don't know where to start with something everybody can agree on. Food. Pretty much everybody can agree on food. The second big part of that you touched on, buying your time back. Buying your time back. It doesn't matter if it's a social media manager. If you don't have time for that yet, or you don't have the funds for that yet, you're like, I really want a social media manager. They haven't taken your course, or they haven't gone through and had you teach them how to hire someone for that. That if you need somewhere to start, Hootsuite. Hootsuite is so easy. You can manage multiple channels off of that. It at least gets your content calendar in one place, so that way you don't have to think about it. Because if it's not in somewhere or having someone manage it for you, or it's not automated, guys, it's not going to get done, which leads me to my next big point, which is consistency. The reason we have social media managers, the reason we use programs like Hootsuite, the reason we use things like Chime is because we want consistency in our business. When it comes to video, if you're not being consistent, you're not being relevant. If you're not being relevant, they don't care about you anymore. So we learned that the hard way with Spotlight on Tri-Cities. We were like, we're ambitious. We're going to do one video a week. Let me tell you, when people start expecting something and then they don't get it, it's a bad day. So consistency is key. If you can't hire a social media manager yet, or you haven't gone through Janki's course yet, sorry, I'm plugging that. If you haven't had a chance to do that yet, start with Hootsuite. When you outgrow Hootsuite, you need something bigger. So that is buying your time back. Janki and I run pretty much two different approaches in a lot of things in business, but when it comes to these things, we really agree on them. So here's the thing about where else you can start. If I were to tell anybody, here's where you're going to start. Start making videos that are true about you. Yes, just like you, Janki, I do the same thing. I make videos sometimes where people are like, "You're going to wear that?" I'm like, "Yeah, because this is what I wear in public." And they're like,
be
wow.
authentic, right? Be authentic.
Right. The more authentic you are, the more engagement you're going to get. Right. So that's part one. So go make some videos like that. I like saying, like, if you're going to start with one thing, start with 60 seconds about like some topic you enjoy. If it's food, talk about food. Tie it back into real estate at some point, but start with talking about food. The other thing you can run, if you get listings, use the Chime Listing Ads and actually use those to start posting to social media. Believe it or not, they work very well. The idea here, though, and a lot of people miss this part, this is brand awareness. Yes, sometimes you generate leads off of those, but this is all brand awareness. So start with a good brand and then build that brand awareness. And so, yeah, some people are like, yeah, it goes on Facebook and leads aren't great on Facebook. You're right. They're not amazing. They're way at the top of the funnel. And if you work them all the way down, you have a great client for life.
I'm telling you, sorry, I agree with you.
No, you're good.
Sorry to cut you off, but I totally agree with you. Facebook ads is where we killed it in 2021.
It's because you have a process to take them from the top of the funnel and bring them to the bottom. Yeah. And so that's you have that process. If people have that process, they can drag those leads down and they are good. There's no bad leads. It's kind of like my coach for athletics. He tells me there's no such thing as bad weather. There's only bad gear. So if you're out running and you're cold, it's your gear. It's not the weather. It's the same thing with leads. There's no bad leads. There's just bad follow-up and not understanding the process. Yeah. So I highly recommend that if you get a listing, it's super cheap. Run the Chime ads for the individual listings. They work great. The other one that I am a huge fan of that is going to help you with brand awareness is the Chime Dare ads. Brady knows that, like, I've been literally pounding, like beating this dead horse since like the beginning when they rolled these out. It's the Amazon effect. It is the retargeting effect. It is so easy that you don't have to think about it. You don't have to hire someone to do it. Chime does it. Now we're going to talk here about YouTube, which, it is hands down, like, this is my world.
And Brett, before you get into YouTube, I love what you just said about Chime, because I think a lot of us don't realize, and we've built out, and no shame here, but we've built out a course just on follow-ups with Chime. And that's the success stories we have with Chime. But here's another thing, since so many people are requesting this, Brett, I've been thinking, and I said, okay, I'm going to do a setup for Chime where our database manager and her assistant is going to help you set up. What does that mean? Pipelines. What does that mean? Listing ads. What does that mean? Helping you guys set up for success, right? And so again, that's something that we're going to roll out. But I love the fact that how much Chime is adhering to this.
Since we're talking about Chime, should we actually have someone that works for Chime actually say something? Sorry.
I'd love to chime. I'd love to chime in. Pun intended, guys. Brett, what really resonated with me was the topic of food as a common ground for creating marketing content, because I speak with folks all the time on my side of the phone here, right, about social media presence. And the biggest thing is paralysis by analysis, right? So just having a universal concept that everybody can get a little bit of tidbit from, maybe something about the market, maybe something about you as a person that makes you resonate more, right? there's just so much gold in something as simple as and common as food.
Right.
I also think that, you know, when you start talking about branding and marketing awareness, that is what you get with Facebook every time you share anything to Facebook, right? So, and that's what's usually missed out when folks are thinking about Facebook advertising. The common misnomer is a Facebook lead is not very high quality. Why would I want to spend money on Facebook marketing, right? It's really easy to lose sight of being top of mind, of being present, of the impression that you make on someone when you're relevant on Facebook.
Right.
So I think as much as folks like to think that, you know, Facebook has already seen its heyday, we're just getting into the really good times here of leveraging Facebook to find new relationships and
Agreed.
build better relationships.
And you won't believe it, Brady. This 2021 has been only based on Facebook ads, you guys. And it's been all about, obviously, referrals and past clients are there, but I'm not even counting those in the equation.
Right.
Like literally, it's all been Facebook ads. And that's, you know, that's why I'm just like amazed with how much it has generated and quadrupled and tenfolded our business. That's when Brett asked me 2022, what does it look like socially for you? I'm just like, oh my God, there's so much we can still do.
Right.
We've not even scratched the surface yet, you know?
My favorite thing to tell people is do something that is viral worthy. And they're like, what the heck does that even mean? And so I've done things in the past. People are like, man, how'd you guys grow your social media so insane? And the truth is, I do viral things. And what does that mean? There have been times where I listed like a $20,000 mobile home. That's not a joke. The commission on this was like $400. I mean, it was horrible. I did a full video tour on it. I did a full 3D tour on the Matterport 3D tour on it, full color photos, did through the entire package at it. And everybody's like, dude, you realize you lost money on that deal? I'm like, no. You don't understand.
No idea.
wait till you see the social media response on this.
Yes.
And it was my highest commented video that I posted on my business page. People like, did a full lifestyle video for a $20,000 mobile home. I'm like, it doesn't matter what property it is.
No.
It doesn't matter what you have. We will work with anyone. And they were like, what? Everybody gets the same treatment here.
Yeah.
We would do that kind of thing. We would challenge DJs to make fun of us on the radio, which was kind of funny. And everybody's like, dude, you realize these people are like making fun of you. I'm like, you don't get it. It's worth it. These are the kind of things. And you don't have to go crazy like these things. Do something kind of viral. My favorite YouTuber, I have several. In the aviation world, I have several. But in the non-aviation world, Mr. Beast is literally one of the funniest dudes because of the things that he does that go viral. You don't have to do crazy stuff, but do something that stands out that people are like, that's cool. Spotlight on Tri-Cities for us, food, helping out local businesses, not charging them to do it, just going in and talking about their business. That went viral in our community because no one was talking about it. Everyone talked about chain restaurants.
You know, Brett, I think it's important to point out too that making something that goes viral doesn't have to be expensive.
Correct.
It can be a well-phrased, it can be something that's eye-catching, right? It can be a video that you produced for next to nothing that took 5 minutes right from your cell phone, right? I think it's really easy to get confused that I have to do something that is perceived as perfect in order to do something that will generate success. Those two don't have to be hand in hand.
And I totally agree with you, Brady, because it's simplicity. Now, don't make it extravagant. Just keep it simple. Get it to the point where the person listening gets the message across. And then they say, okay, this is where I want to tap onto. So a few good tips right here. Stay. And, you know, again, what Brett just said, the acronyms STAY, but what Brett just said about YouTube, like, you know, just pick on one thing. Like, I love the fact that you said help local businesses. Especially in these times, you know, that the COVID thing is still going on. Go to local small mom and shops and say, tell us a little bit about your business, right? That is a good one. Chime ads and Chime Dare ads. I mean, I love those too. And of course, brand awareness. Now, I know a lot of people say something about, and again, be consistent about all this. You want to get to not, you know, the influencer status, but yet you do want to get to the influencer status. Now, what am I trying to say about that? What I'm trying to say is you want to create such a niche that you are the person to go to when it comes to that particular niche, right? And then of course, you know, everyone talks about Chime setup, just something on the sideway here, not about social media, but guys, there's lots of tutorials out there. Check it out. And then at the end of the day, we are creating something like that too, right, Brett? And so
Yeah.
we are working on that through our academy as well. So stay tuned for that. But I love the fact that, YouTube. Talk to me a little bit more about YouTube, please.
That is arguably where I think the future is going, and everybody sees like the crazy amount of leads that we throw down, and it really has to do with well-placed, well-searched out videos that we've basically placed all over YouTube and some other places, but they're digital assets essentially.
Right.
Here's the thing you need to know about YouTube. It is a search engine. And so when I see so many people that are like, I want to go out and I want Google pay-per-click. Well, we all know who we use for Google pay-per-click. It's Brian Short. But anyways, the idea here is in the YouTube world, YouTube is a search engine. You can put in keywords and you can rank for those keywords.
Mm-hmm.
And so the trick is actually knowing what to search for, where to search for them, and then what people in your area are actually searching for. If you can get those down that are within your niche, hint, hint, stay within your audience,
yes,
you're going to be able to get in front of those people. And I said it again, stay in front of your audience. Here's the thing about YouTube. You have to keep true to your channel. And so what I see a lot of agents really fail doing is they'll be like, here's a channel about, let's just say they're talking about real estate in general. Then they'll go off on a weird thing and they'll start talking about weird stuff. Stay true to your channel.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to do something that's going to focus on local businesses and what have you, start a different channel. You can always link the two channels together. You can always start getting recognized for that. People gave me a very hard time when I did my spotlight on Tri-Cities because I never talked about real estate at all in any of it. And they're like, how can you justify the money you're spending on that? Well, it's really simple, because they'd see my face and then they'd start seeing retargeting ads from me. And they'd be like, oh, hey, that's the dude that does real estate. Oh man, he's the spotlight guy. And so they'd start putting two and two together. They'd see me helping the community. So again, Chime can do the dare ads for you, which is essentially retargeting, but better. So just keep that up here, okay? The second big thing that I tell people to do is when you make a video on YouTube, let's say it's talking about, and market statistics are great, but don't read your market statistics. Please don't read, unless you're like, I don't know, rowing a boat in the middle of like some freezing river and doing something kind of crazy that people are like, what's that person do? Oh, they're reading market statistics. Do something that catches people's eye, but drive them to a landing page on your Chime site.
Right.
So whatever you're talking about, this also helps you guys with Google pay-per-click, but it helps with YouTube as well and social media. Drive them to a relevant landing page on your Chime site. So this is a time to go build those sites out.
And that's exactly what we did on our IG, Brett. We went ahead and on our Instagram, we linked our landing pages. That's
perfect.
Something that Chime talks a lot about as well. So I love that. And again, there was something else I was going to talk about is, like you just said, be consistent. It doesn't have to, you don't have to talk about real estate, you guys. You just do something different. You want people to get to know who you are. And once they get to know who you are, automatically things will fall in place. But be consistent.
I made a career not talking about real estate. And people go, what? It's like, I made a career in real estate by not talking about real estate.
Exactly.
I brought people into my world. I showed them, hey, this guy loves food and he loves local businesses and he'll do anything he can to help those. And then he drives around in really ugly pink cars and, oh, they do real estate too. And people kind of gave me crap about that forward facing, like not talking about real estate. But here's the thing, people want to connect with someone and they want to feel like they have a bond between you. What's the best way to build trust with someone? By getting them on a topic that you both have in common.
That is so true. Now here's something else. Let's challenge. You're going to challenge me, Brett. Okay. Challenge me. YouTube next year, December 2022. We'll do this again. Let's see where I am at that point. So Vian, I know you're watching. My social media manager is watching right here. Let's do that. Local businesses and food, because I love food. So
who doesn't love food?
Right. I mean,
no, but seriously,
I love it.
Janki, in your area, go find local businesses that don't go after chains. If they're a chain, don't spend your time. Go find out why they got into business. Go find out what drives them. Go talk to them. And here's the beauty behind all this. You're essentially creating an ad for their business. Guess what they turn around and do? they go post that on their social media.
Right.
And I call that stream hacking.
Right.
That's where you're taking your business and you're putting it in somebody else's social media stream. That's stream hacking. So I'm a huge fan of that. That's ultimately how, now that's basically how the business runs. So
that's amazing. Like, even talk a little bit about their food. The other night we went out to eat, and all I did was take a IG reel of what we're having for dinner. That did great too. And I'm like, oh yeah, great. What I mean great is maybe 12, 13 likes. I'm not at your level yet. I'm going there. I'm getting slowly. I'll get there. That's why I said December 2022. Let's do this again. And I want to challenge me. I want to do this. I really do.
Should I challenge Brady too?
Brady,
for
let's
something
go.
Totally. So for those of you that don't know Brady, most of you probably know who Brady is. You probably just haven't seen him doing one of these before, and that's because most of you, when you signed up for Chime, you got to talk to Brady. So
I didn't. So this is the first time I'm meeting
Brady.
This is the first time? Brady.
Brady's amazing. But Brady's you're one of the account execs over at Chime.
Sure am.
And now you basically run the affiliate program as well. Brady wears lots of hats, kind of like I wear a lot of hats. Brady wears a lot of hats. And so yeah, if you're thinking about becoming an affiliate, Brady's the guy to reach out to.
Perfect.
But here's the thing, Brady. You reach a different type of client base, right? Your client base is real estate agents.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to challenge you to start making videos about Chime and how Chime can impact real estate agents. And I think what you should do is you should interview agents that are using Chime and talk to them about their 5 favorite features of Chime. How would you feel about
that, Brett?
I'm thinking of ways. So now when someone goes to sign up for a demo, now you can send over hey, here, check all of these videos from people that have already signed up for Chime. So I'm going to challenge you in a different way. Janki, I'm going to challenge you in a different way. I don't know how this happened, but cool.
I think it's great because look, accountability is important. And I think and that's a reason, again, Brett, I think, people always ask me this one question, and again, I'm not plugging in anything, but people always ask me this one question, Brett, is that why are you not doing automated, like just self-serving classes? Like, why not? Why? Because you know what? The reviews are not going to be as solid and strong as if when I were to teach you that, because I'm holding you accountable with the modules. I'm holding you accountable with the workbooks that I'm going to be teaching, and I'm going to be hands-on with you with Chime. So if I don't hold you accountable and you're paying this amount of money, who's going to hold you accountable? I don't want bad reviews out there, right? It's about accountability.
Maybe if I got enough people interested, I would consider doing a coaching thing on YouTube. Maybe if I had enough people. Brady's over there like laughing because he's like, I knew you were going to do that. Dang it. No, we'll see. 2022 is going to be busy.
Sign me up. I'm serious because my social media manager would love that because she's like, video galore, let's do this. She's going to actually do it. But that's why it's challenging.
I want to take one of your classes because I want to learn how to hire a social media manager because it's usually me. So
yeah. Let's get you leverage.
This was so much fun. Brady, you're going to be on another one of these, right?
Sure am.
Okay. Sorry, awesome. I need someone to bounce food off of. So now I've got both of you.
Wait, I'm going to do food over here too, Brett. So let's do that because I love food, as you can see, but I love talking about food because you'll see sometimes I'm making Indian food and I'm like, okay, this is this about Indian food. This is what I put in Indian. Well, I'm literally cooking. So maybe I'll do that. Who knows, Something.
Let me see. I think we had a question here.
When do lifestyle videos? I don't know.
Yeah. When you do lifestyle videos or listing videos and you post on Facebook and Instagram, how do you send the traffic to the landing page when you're trying to target views? Okay, so honestly, so this was just asked. When you do lifestyle videos or listing videos and you post on Facebook or Instagram, how do you send the traffic to the landing page when you're trying to target views? Honestly, you're gonna laugh at this, but I honestly let go and let Chime. And so I used to go through and I used to make great, amazing lifestyle videos. And since then I have let go and let Chime, which means that this sounds really bad. I probably shouldn't say these things. I just pay for the listing promotion and I just let go and let Chime. And the honest reason is because it used to be when you'd have like a 10-second video that would pop up. And what we used to do is we'd do Matterport 3D tours, and they do like the little spin of the house, and it would like draw people in. But now I literally just let Chime run the ad promotion, and I just sit back and watch the results. That's honestly what I'm doing these days.
And
Why?
Yeah,
it's easy.
Yeah,
It's very easy.
Well, Brett, it's a combination too of the landing pages you can build, the social media posts that you can do organically through Chime, right? Boosting your ads and paying for that service is a necessity, but there's a lot more that you can do in Chime that doesn't always require you pulling out the credit card and forking over budget, you know?
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Brett, the funny thing is people don't see the value of the freebies that Chime is just putting out there.
Look at those new automated landing pages. Everybody's like, well, where do I drive people? Drive them there. Why? It is full of photos. What do people want more and more now? It's more media. It's more photos in front of them, eyes on this.
Yes.
So 100%. And I mean, Brady, you could probably talk about the different pricing structure of the two listing promotions. This is going to sound really bad. And people are like, well, what is your data standpoint on which one you choose more frequently? I'm going to be honest with you. It's whatever button I click that day.
Exactly.
It's literally whatever button I click that day.
Exactly. And another thing, Brett, is that, the landing pages we just on our Instagram, we captured the landing page and it goes right into my Chime sites. Yep. And we are doing that on every social, on every platform. And Kim, she's saying, this is amazing. Thank you, Kim, because I know I have an appointment with you later on next week. But this is what we talk about. This is how we mastermind. Yeah. This is, give you relevant information. I hope this helped, obviously.
One more thing before I let everybody go here. One more little tidbit that I want to throw in there. Chime has recently allowed postcards to be sent. Mm-hmm. If you are not taking an opportunity to link the people you're sending these postcards to, if you're not giving them the opportunity to follow you on social media by giving them a link or a QR code or whatever, you are missing a huge opportunity. So here's two things that I'm gonna leave you with. One, I want you to make sure that if you are sending out any form of anything that you're sending to anybody, it should have all your social media links on it. But don't go like down the rabbit hole. I mean, there's social media platforms I haven't even heard of that people are like linking little icons to. I'm like, what's that? Yeah. So stick with things that people know. Stick with the major players. And the other, like, I cannot stress this enough. Please identify your audience. Yes. And please don't think it's everyone. Sit down and think about who you want to target. That's what I'm gonna leave you with. Yeah. If you can do that, you're golden.
Exactly. And be consistent. Be consistent in whatever you do. That's something I'm learning, especially on Insta and now on YouTube, which I have to because I'm challenged myself on live Chime site here. Yeah.
Brady, did I miss anything? Did Janki miss anything?
I don't think so, guys. I think when we talk about landing pages and advertising and social media posts, there's an awful lot to unpack. So if there's any questions in the audience here, right, guys, I know us at Chime would love to have a chance to open up the platform and do a demo, a screen share with Zoom, kind of like what we're doing here, but we can make it much more focused on you and your business, your advertising solutions, your social media strategy. So if anybody has more questions, please head over to chime.me, register your information. You can email me directly. My email is brady@chimeinc.com. Give me a ping. Let's set up some time to chat. Let's show you what we can do and help streamline your social strategies.
So the really funny part about this, and for everybody watching this, some people are like, how did you get involved? Like, how did you end up with Chime? Everybody knows that I was with a lot of different companies before. Fun factoid, Brady is actually the one that gave me my demo. And so what I will tell you about this whole thing is he is the greatest salesman in the world because I am the worst client in the world to deal with. I put Brady through the ringer. Yeah, see, Janki knows. Like I think Brady's demo with me, it was like 2.5 hours.
Wow.
So yeah, but anyways, if he could put up with me, and the 4 gajillion questions that I asked him, I promise you will be easier than I was, and he will give you all the information you could possibly ever need about Chime. And if you don't know, come watch our weekly Chimes. Come interact with us. Reach out to Janki, reach out to myself. Yep. Both of us are here to help you. Exactly. So This was fun, guys. I really hope the three of us get to do this again.
Yes, I would love to do that because I'd love to pick your brain also, Brett. But Brady, nice meeting you. Happy New Year in advance.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's, guys.
Yeah, 2022. We're gonna really, my team always says we're gonna claim it. So here we are. But 2022, December 2022, let's reconvene, let's meet here and talk about what we did differently. Deal?
I like that.
Awesome. Let's do it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, thanks,
See ya.
guys.
Bye.